This one is the appointment that I went on with Rick, in New Hampshire last week.
Oh, yes. What was your aha on that? You said you had a good learning experience. Let's hear that first.
I like the way Rick, well, the way some of the questions I was curious to see what the answers were going to be. One was about the down payment, why we don't split any of the down payment, needing to protect ourselves because we're guaranteeing we'll be making the payments even if something goes sideways. So we need to have backup, which the owners agreed. Well, it seemed logical, which I do too. I didn't know. I mean, I'd never really thought about how to address that question.
Good.
Let's see what else. That was the biggest one. I know there was other things as we went through, but I can't think of them at the moment.
Rick, any high points before we dive into more deals?
Well, plus the point that he was former Navy, so we had that
That didn't hurt.
sea stories. Yeah.
Good. No, that's
Yeah, it was a
good.
bonus for me because I just had him listen to him talking.
Third party, it works. It happened to be in person, but it works. Okay. So what do we have to do in that deal, Deb, if anything, while Rick's here?
So I have to get back to him with the structure. I haven't gotten back to him yet. I put something together and he's asking 1.25. It is a very nice house, a beautiful landscaping. He's got one of the things that makes it a little bit more valuable is the land. It's on 2.65 acres, but he's also got a parcel, I think it's 3 acres, that abuts him in the back because they wanted to ensure privacy so that nobody would build.
Are you tracking, Rick, since you saw it?
Yep.
Okay, okay.
When I asked him what the length of time he was open to, he said 3 years, and I said typically on owner financing we go a little longer than that. So he said, well, that's all right, put it together and show me some options. So I put together an owner financing. I had a lease purchase, but I noticed, Rick, you took that out maybe because it was, I'm not sure. And then there was
Did Rick already structure these, or are there questions with these?
Yeah.
well, I put it together, but I think you wanted to look at it right before we sent it.
Yeah.
We can look at it together. I mean, Rick's usually spot on, but let's vet it out.
Yeah. I mean, there was 3 options. There was an owner financing, there was a lease purchase, and then an AO. And looking at the numbers and everything, the lease purchase really didn't make a whole lot of sense. He wasn't going to benefit any more from doing that.
Yeah, it was, yep.
So you yanked it, Rick?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just the owner finance and the AO.
Okay, so do you want me to call these up, or do you want to call them up on the screen, Rick? Do you have them in front of you?
Yep. I do have them in front of me.
Let me let you share. Whoops. Come on. Actually, it's Rusty. Can you let him share? Rick,
Yep.
make him co-host.
Oh, I got it.
He's got it.
Sweet. All right. So everybody, if you have questions on this, let's do it because this came directly from their appointment. So you're gonna go with these 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Executive lease purchase. I like it. 1,250. I love the principal payment. Did you guys talk payment to him?
We didn't. And that was the one question I did not ask what they'd be happy with.
Yeah.
I'm thinking on a 1.2, I don't know that they're going to be happy with 2350. I think they're looking for it for more of like an income stream.
I think just my history in $1 million homes, and then I'll add 250 like it was another home. We're usually 2,500 and $1 million. So then you got 26. Yeah, I could see it being up in the 3s. But
There's
the only
a,
other thing,
there's
I
a
don't-
spread. There's
ahead.
a spread of 1150 a month.
oh, so that's what you think you're only gonna get 35?
No, I mean with 1150, there's room to go higher than what we did.
Yeah, for sure. On the monthly. The only other thing I don't like, you guys, I get these a lot. When you put an amount of the balloon, you don't know the balloon. So just put on or before 48 months remaining principal balloon, because you don't know. They'll just get screwed up.
Well, that's why the balloon should be.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't know.
Usually I put like the 1250 minus principal, less principal paid to date.
Yeah, any principal paid to date of time of financing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, principal, okay.
Remaining principal due at time of financing.
Yeah.
Balloon for remaining principal due at time of financing on or before 48 months.
So you think we'll go more than the 2350, Chris?
No, start it like this. I'm just saying, I agree with you. Don't be concerned if they come back higher. And then do what we said to Avi, and I'll say to his seller, which is, hey, we got to create a little spread here. Why? What do you think? Keep it fluid, Rick.
Yeah. Okay.
Executive lease purchase. I just want to see how you wrote this up for an AO.
I was gonna make a comment. It's very wordy. I would condense it to make it a little more simple to me.
Well,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
executive lease, right?
What's that?
Rusty, you talk about number 2?
Yeah, it's just. It's
Let me
just
read it. I agree.
my professor in college would say it's wordy.
Yeah, Debbie wanted to provide some context to them.
You will get some cash down, and after we close the buyer with the lease purchase with the attorney, we assign the package back to you. You collect the monthly and deal with them directly. 1,250 lease payment will be whatever we get in the market, probably closer to 35. You will close with the buyer.
Yeah, I thought he said he didn't want to do that.
That's all unnecessary.
You could tighten this up. It's just, unless this is the type of person you guys think he is, that we weren't there.
Yeah, they were asking a lot of questions more in details. They seem very sharp. They totally got it. They've done owner finance in the past, except I don't think their experience was that great before. But I explained why we have the success rate we do. So
Yeah.
I would typical term. I would take out the
At the end.
instead of the take out the instead of
Where is that?
typical
Just
term.
typical term is 12 to 24 months, period.
Okay,
Tenant buyer's responsible for maintenance, and the buyer's monthly lease payment is not credit to its principal, continue upon third party buyer. Okay, what other comments?
I don't know as if I love the telling them that the buyer's responsible for the taxes. Like, that's our strategy, how we, I don't know.
well,
Yeah.
because we always tell the seller that we take care of all taxes, maintenance, and repairs. And
But on an AO,
Yeah. Go ahead.
okay, so you're thinking 3,500 plus taxes on this deal, as long as you clear with the seller.
yeah, a minimum of 3,500 plus the taxes are paid by them.
So they got a,
But I like just the 3,500 and then not tell them about taxes or anything unless they ask, and then that gives us play. We can reduce from 3,500 for marketing and take the taxes out and back into the buyer's meeting. I don't like this, and I see it's a common theme throughout the community. Whenever associates are telling, especially newer associates are telling sellers how it works. Yeah, so you'll get this payment plus taxes. Like, that doesn't matter to them. That's our strategy. That's our number one strategy, how we get homes sold. Not necessarily, I feel like that's shooting.
hold on, Nick, especially if I'm tracking with you, especially in AO. In AO, they're gonna get a lump sum. They're not, it's
Yeah.
not a separate tax.
Taxes don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow that worked itself into the AO agreement, and that got us into trouble on the Worcester property with Matt Cardonic because
Yeah.
the seller expected the taxes on top of that.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay,
a lot
then we gotta-
in the community.
Rick, we gotta tweak that with Kelsey and Sue then, okay?
Okay.
If somehow it made it into a version, because especially on an AO, they're getting a flat amount and they're taking care of it.
well, actually, the wording, I mean, that's the one thing about when you're working with a couple of people, because I had taken this from something that Zach had done, and I kind of liked it because it was wordy and it was explained more, but he had that in his, so I just put it here.
Yeah,
So,
you guys gotta, I understand, and like I said, we weren't with the seller, you and Rick were, so
Yeah,
there's
okay,
nothing
so-
wrong. It's just the tax thing, to Nick's point, though, they have to be clear that they're getting a lease payment, and they're taking care of the taxes. So I don't know how you and Rick did that for a number.
I just feel I had to say that because I'm seeing that associates are getting deals, they're getting takens, great, woohoo, good for you. But then you're not giving yourself the best chance because you're telling them the number one strategy that we use to get homes sold. It has nothing to do with them.
Yeah, no, I agree. It should really be taken out of there because
Okay.
if nothing else, they'll get more than the 3,500, which will make them happy. But
Yeah, just make sure they're clear that they're covering taxes with whatever gross number you have, which I think has to be higher, but that's next in your strategy. Okay. Are we good, you guys, on this one? And does anyone else have questions on this one? Because this is a typical write-up. Deb, thanks for being open and doing this. This is good for everybody.
So
Everybody's clear?
I did meet him last, when did we meet him? Last Thursday, I think it was.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday. So I was waiting to go over it with you, and then he's got some guests from out of town that just came in. So because I wanted to send it when I could go over it with him, rather than just putting it out there and then, you know, not be able to converse with him. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to send it because he said I have to see what their schedule is when they come in. They're coming in tomorrow.
Again, Rick was there with you, so I'm going to default to Rick. Rick, I normally would send it and then have a discussion, but you were with Deb, so.
yeah, I mean, I'm good with them with sending it now. The only thing that I'm a little apprehensive of is if they take a look at the principal payment of $2,350 and they're expecting more, they could ghost you.
Yeah.
Well, then you change your wording up top. Can you scroll up so I can see the top? It was very nice meeting with you on Thursday. Based on our discussion, let's blow out two options. I would tend to say two rough ideas on how this could work. We need to discuss it further or something like that to safeguard what Rick's saying. I don't know as though you need, as a point of reference, if your home so far, it's accurate. But didn't you guys talk about that with him?
I don't recall if we did or not.
Then
Yeah,
it
I
can't
don't
hurt.
think we.
Okay, then it can't hurt. I mean, I like the language. I use it, but okay.
He does know he's not going to have to pay realtor fees. The other thing, Debbie, on the comps, wasn't that a little bit on the high side? But we figured because they have that additional land.
Yeah, I couldn't really comp it truly because there wasn't anything with that amount of land. So
Without the land, what's it comp at? You know, with just regular lot.
yeah, I think it was the highest I could see was around 7, I think it was. I don't have
Okay,
it
well,
right
that
in
could
front-
be to your advantage with, yeah, okay. But he knows that, right? Was this a FISBO or an expired?
This was a FISBO.
For how long?
I didn't write that down. I'm not sure.
All right.
Oh, actually, because it's a FISBO, so should I not put the
You didn't
thing
put
about-
tradition. You said traditionally. That's
Yeah,
accurate.
okay.
And
Okay.
you can use 96, 98, whatever you want. I mean, I don't know that market. Where were you guys? Nashua?
Amherst, New Hampshire?
Amherst?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an Amherst, New Hampshire? I didn't even know that.
Now you
Yeah.
do. Okay.
It's close to
Any
Amherst.
questions, Paul, Ken, anything at all for questions, or we think we're clear?
I have a question.
Sure. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, sorry I can't pull my video up. I'm driving.
That's okay. We got your picture. It's beautiful.
Hey, Rick and I have been working on a similar deal. The only difference is this guy hasn't gone to market yet. He's got a realtor, and I think I mentioned it in one of our other meetings. But one of the questions Rick and I came up with is I was able to show how he would make a substantial amount of more money if he were to own or finance it. But a little concerned that if I show him that, what's to prevent him just saying, okay, I'll go sell it myself,
In owner finance it, you mean?
right?
Yeah.
What's to prevent that is he'll screw it up and then you'll come back and do it correctly.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, whatever, like prosperity mindset. If he wants to try, let him try it. It's what we do every day.
So what I hear you saying is go ahead and show him the numbers on how much more he can make
Sure.
owner financing. And if he says those numbers that I worked up for Rick included paying the current realtor is 2%. And
Yeah, I would not be hesitant or ever be in that lack sort of mentality, Dave, to think that, like, if they do it, they do it. You're not going to stop them.
that's great. I really love hearing that. I love that mindset, and it's something I need to adopt.
Yeah, you get that, and just keep moving.
Chances are, Dave, if they do it, I just said do.
You said do.
I caught myself. If they do it on their own, chances are they're gonna screw it up because they don't have the systems and processes that
Qualifying.
that are able to get it done. So they'll come back to you.
I'd like to be able to make reference to that without sounding like I'm lording it over him. You know, to make reference to credentials and our ability to carry something like that and the probability of him messing it up.
Okay, so some wording would be, keep in mind, this is all we do. The conglomerate team has over 75 years experience and it's done with precision. There are too many people that screw it up. So we'll take care of it for you.
Great, thanks.
But it also sounds like you're projecting, like you're assuming he's going to do it on his own. Like, just go through the whole process.
Yeah.
And then if he goes to, if he does try to do it on his own, then you just do it. But you don't want to project. You don't want to assume these people are going to start doing it on their own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this property is also unique, and correct me if I'm off, Dave. This is not a single family residence. It's a group of cabins, more or less, that need work, but it's on Lake Winnipesaukee. So it may be like a developer or something that wants to come develop it.
Even better.
Sounds like right up our alley.
Rick, you can stop sharing that, Rick. These were good examples to go through.
Yeah, that's very, very helpful. Thank you.